Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's meditation practice. Last week, we talked about movement and the importance of movement in our bodies and how it can relieve stress and, of course, help with all of our joints. And today, we're going to chill out. We are just going to go into the ultimate place of relaxation. So I know we talked about stillness a few weeks ago and then moved into movement. And now we're just going to find peace. Another very important part of our well-being, our mental health, our physical health, is to find peace within, to find peace around us. And sometimes that's not so easy. So maybe we have a crazy family life and there's always stuff going on and people are around us all the time, or maybe our job is chaotic, or just turning on the news and seeing everything that's going on in the world, and we just don't see peace that often anymore. And it's always crazy, and it might make us feel anxious, and it might make us feel unpeaceful. So today we are just going to tap back into the back far corners of our mind and find a place of pure peace. So we can just live in that realm and float in that realm of goodness. So I hope you will enjoy that practice of just being peaceful. Before we begin, as always, we'll do some breathing practices and a little bit of movement just to let our bodies kind of release. So again, we can get rid of that tension and tightness so our bodies can also be at peace, not just our minds. So let us find that nice position in our chairs, or if anybody happens to be seated on the floor, find a nice pulled up posture position. So stacking your head over your heart and your heart over your hips. Move this down a little. And just finding that nice alignment of the head and where we're seated. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears so there's no tension and tightness. And take a moment to close your eyes here. And let the eyes soften. Notice if we're clenching the face at all. If we're squinting the eyes, try to loosen the brow, loosen the forehead, loosen the cheeks. And take the teeth away from each other in the mouth so we're not clenching the jaw. And let's just pay attention to our breath the way it is. So don't try to change the intake of the breath or lengthen the exhale. Just breathe naturally for a few moments. Just with the eyes closed, feel the breath moving through the body. And really feel how the lungs expand and contract. How the chest moves, how the belly moves. And then start to deepen that breath, breathing from the navel to the throat and then the throat down to the navel. So filling up completely on an inhale. And then slowly exhaling it out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good, nice deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's do that 3 more times. Big inhale, fill the lungs. Slow exhale, empty the lungs. Fill up. And empty. One more time. Nice big inhale. And slowly release. Find a natural breath. Just in and out through the nose, not breathing too big or too small. And then let's just find some movement here from side to side, keeping the eyes closed. Imagine the body just kind of leaning from left to right, as if your body were floating or your upper torso were like a balloon. And it just kind of moves gently from side to side as the air comes through the room. Never really being still, but moving very, very slow. And feel that little bit of stretch in the side, the hips. Good. One more time, side to side, nice and slow. Feel the body float. And then come on back to center. And place one arm on your chair or lap and take the other arm up and over for a stretch, lengthening that side a little bit more. A lot of times we get tight in our upper body, our rib cage. So just that like big morning stretch you would take up and over. Good. And then switch sides. Take the other arm down to the chair or to your lap, and the other arm reaches over that ear as best as you can. Feel the rib cage down into the hip area, maybe in the shoulder. Good. And then come back to center. Bring your hands together or your arms together, maybe grabbing opposite elbows. And let's just take a gentle twist from side to side. You can twist as big as you want, just as long as, again, you're feeling it in the upper body, in the ribs, in the back. It's loosening up the upper body a bit. These are all good stretches to do as soon as you wake up in the morning to loosen everything up. Good. Relax, come back to the center, shake those shoulders out a bit, make sure the arms are loose, that upper body is loose. There's no more stiffness or tension, or less stiffness and tension. And then let's relax into our chairs. So go ahead, lose that perfect posture. Maybe we sink back, making sure the whole back of the body is supported by the chair if you can. Shoulders are resting, the back is resting. Obviously the hips and the buttocks are resting on the chair. The feet are flat on the floor. So we don't want to cross the legs because that's going to prevent blood flow. So make sure the legs are apart and both feet are flat on the floor, on the ground below you. As your arms rest on your lap or at your sides. Again, maybe the head leans back a bit if there's that support of your chair. Get as comfortable as you possibly can. And let the eyes again gently close as you sink into the seat here. And close the eyes, relax the face, relax the jaw. Take the teeth apart from each other in the mouth. And as we sink into our seats, again, let's just pay attention to the movement of our breath. That very peaceful inhale and exhale, moving slowly in and slowly out. And allow that breath to relax your mind and body a little bit deeper. With each exhale, feel a little bit more stress and tension leave the body, as if you were breathing it all away. Let the body sink into this place of stillness, letting go of all movement in the body and all thoughts in the mind. As we move into these places of peace, I want you to first begin to visualize yourself walking into what you would describe in your mind as heaven, what heaven would look like. Maybe you feel like you're just up in the clouds and it's peaceful and it's quiet. And there's nothing really around you but the sky and the clouds, maybe light shining through. And just feel yourself in this extremely peaceful presence. Allow the feeling of peace to flow through your body, inch by inch. And allow this feeling of peace to become part of the mind. So that's the only thing that resides there. There's no other thought, no other worry, just that ultimate feeling of peace. And again, feel as almost if the body is just floating in space. The mind is floating within the body, not a care in the world. Just that overwhelming feeling of peace, quiet, safety, stillness. And as we feel ourselves just kind of floating along, begin to transcend into a place where there's water. So move out from the clouds and the sky and see yourself maybe floating on water. And the water is calm and still, blue, warm, and you feel held by this water. You feel supported by this water as you float. Your whole body is embraced by this feeling of peace as the water carries you. Feel the whole body and mind just being carried along. Feel all the tension in the body release as it floats across the water. The body feels free and the mind feels free. Let your body feel light, lifted. That gentle floating of the body across whatever body of water that you feel yourself in today. As you continue to float on the water again, let's start to transcend. Begin to transcend into a beautiful pasture of green grass and wildflowers. And you might even feel your feet still floating across the top of the grass. Continue to feel your body light, and seeing all the peace around you, the beautiful flowers, maybe birds flying above, or butterflies. See the earth and the sky and everything that surrounds you in this place of peace. Just floating or walking ever so gently. And there's nothing bad in this space. There is no loud noises, there is no harm, no war, just ultimate peace. Allow yourself to stay here for a moment, feeling that peaceful presence around you, the nature that surrounds you. And from this beautiful pasture of green grass and wildflowers and a bright blue sky, let us again start to transcend to a white sandy beach. Maybe this time we put our feet in the sand and we're able to feel that warm sand on the bottoms of our feet, the sun shining on our skin. Maybe we can hear the waves crashing against the shore. As we look out towards the ocean and see this infinite body of water in front of us. There's no one around, it's just you on this beautiful sandy beach. Allowing yourself to be here in this moment, feeling peaceful. Bring in here as many senses as you choose. The feeling of the sand, the smell of the air, the sounds of the waves. Your whole body is at peace, and your whole mind is at peace. Let us keep this feeling of peace in our minds and bodies as we begin to transcend one more time. Keep all that peace within you that you have felt in that moment of heaven, floating on the water, floating through the pasture, and standing on the beach. And begin to transcend back here to this moment that you're in. But still feel all of that goodness of those peaceful places right here with you today. Let your whole body be at peace. Let your whole mind be at peace. Allow yourself to have peaceful thoughts. And sit here for a few moments with that feeling of ultimate peace. You have let go of all of your worries. You have let go of all of your stresses. You have let go of all of your tension. You have let go of all of your unpeaceful thoughts. You have filled yourself up with goodness. You have filled yourself up with peace and love. You have filled yourself up with calm and stillness. Allow yourself to be in complete peace. And as you feel your whole body consumed in this feeling of peace, take 5 deep breaths in and out. And keep that feeling of peace within your body and your mind as you begin to wake back up into this space. Keep peace in your feet as you wiggle your toes. Peace held in your hands as you wiggle your fingers. And keep that feeling of peace in your neck and your head as you rock your head from side to side. And keep that feeling of peace in your face as you begin to open your eyes slowly. And take a deep breath in. And a long, slow breath out. As we move throughout the rest of our day and the rest of our week, let us try to find those moments of peace, both in our bodies and in our minds. And if we feel overwhelmed by the world around us, or we feel stressed by work or family or relationships, take a moment to pause and breathe and close your eyes and envision those places of peace. Come back to that moment of peace and then return to the moment that you're in, feeling that peace within you. And maybe making different choices because of that peace that you feel. Maybe we choose to not worry about a situation, or we choose to turn the news off when it becomes too overwhelming. Maybe we choose our words differently when becoming upset with people. Or maybe we choose to listen better when people want to discuss their worries with us. Maybe feeling that peace within, we can then transfer it to the other people around us as well. Thank you all for joining me today. Hopefully you were able to find a brief moment of peace in your heart and in your mind, in your body and your soul. And continue this feeling of peace as you move through the rest of your day and the rest of your week. And thank you all for joining me today. And peace. We'll see you next week.